South Africa had a terrible day one with the bat. It was something that I'm not feeling very enthusiastic to talk about today. It wasn't a very good performance from South Africa when it came to the batting department. And there are a lot of learnings that we should take from this series. And being World Test champions and then drawing your first Test match and then now looking like we're going to be in big trouble in this one, it does deflate things a little bit, deflates you a little bit emotionally. It's also quite deflating to get up so early in the morning, watch your team play, and then they perform the way they did. It wasn't a very good performance at all. It was a tough day. Yeah, so I'm going to be bringing you all of that and what happened to catch you up on today's show. But before we get going, before we get started, please subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell for all future videos, please. Smash the like button, comment and share. And also don't forget to comment in the comment section after we've ended the stream, please. It really helps a lot if you guys can do so as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Sorry if I sound dejected, but I'm going to always be raw with my emotions on this channel. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your review show. I'm your host, Khalid Moeddin, and this is the show where we discuss everything that happened in the first Test day one between South Africa and India. Terrible day at the office for South Africa. There's no other way for me to really put it. We were dominated. We didn't know how to face India on this wicket. Particularly, what irritated me is that we won the toss and we opted to bat first. Now, I still think that was the right decision. I don't think that was the incorrect decision. And the big news that broke this morning that KG Rabada is out injured because he got bowled he got a rib injury. I'm assuming that someone bowled him in the ribs in the net session. Hey, if that is the case, then that's terrible. I mean, how can you allow that to happen to your premium bowler? We need him on the strip. We needed him on the strip, and we're not going to have him. So it's going to be a massive disappointment. It's a massive loss from a South African standpoint that we don't have him in this particular match. It's going to cause a lot of problems for South Africa, I feel. And we need to find a way on how to still get a victory, to still fight back in this match. We can't just lie down and allow India to just completely destroy us. But the wicket did look a little bit tricky. I'm not going to lie. When it comes to the wicket, it looked a lot worse than I thought it was going to look. I thought that there was going to be some swing bowling and all of those type of things. And yes, I thought that was going to be the case. But I didn't think that the ball would deviate the way it did off the surface as much as it did. And for them to get so much reverse swing so early in the match. And also the ball was spinning off the surface pretty much from the start when they started using their spinners. So for me personally, I'm looking at those wicket and I'm like, geez, it is a difficult wicket to bat on. And I guess you can say that some of the wickets from Jasprit Bumrah was just fantastic bowling. So it's a combination of fantastic bowling, and then you've got like shots that were played that were down to our mistakes and not really necessarily fantastic bowling, I would say. So like when you're looking at the likes of Vian Mulder. Vian Mulder could have Vian Mulder could have prevented that. He was looking really good at the crease. And when we got ourselves up to about 50 odd, I think it was 58 or so, um, I thought, you know what, we fought well here to get ourselves into this position. And we were like 57 before the first wicket fell. And I thought that was a good start from South Africa. And then Boomerang just came in with two magnificent deliveries. The first one to dismiss Ryan Rickleton was fantastic. It is angled in off the surface, knocked over his off stump. And the crazy thing about it is that it came around the bat. It beat the outside edge, not even the inside edge. It beat the outside edge and knocked over off stump. So it was a brilliant delivery. And Aiden Markram was surprised by the bounce, tried to leave it, and hit the top of his bat and flew to the keeper. And that was South Africa now down 2. So those two deliveries, I will say, okay, well done, Jasprit Bumrah. But then Vian Mulder's wicket to reverse sweep like that when he was looking really good without necessarily using the sweep, that was a bit of a disappointment because we were starting to look like we were finding our way into the match, particularly Tony De Zozzi as well with him. And when those two wickets fell, we could just tumbled from there on out. I mean, Temba Vuma, the ball was spinning from Kuldeep Yadav in the first over already. Okay, it was a poor shot that he hit directly to the trap. Should have tried and you maybe play it in a different manner, but he played directly to short leg and out court. So it was a disappointing display because we were bowled out for 159, and I really thought that maybe Kyle Verreynne, and there was some hope with Kyle Verreynne and Tristan Stubbs, but Kyle Verreynne was bowled LBW by Shiraj. The rest of the batters were just not up to scratch, and we were bowled out for 159, which is very, very poor. Very, very, very poor. So I'm struggling with this result so far. I'm struggling to understand how South Africa recover from this, and whether we can recover from this. Those are things that I don't know if we are going to be able to. But we need to try and fight back as best as we can. I mean, that's the only thing that we can hope for, is that we can try and fight back and try and get find our ways into this match. But there's not much to talk about really. There isn't much to talk about really when it comes to this, other than it was a poor performance. So let me just get into the live chat right now and talk to you guys and see what you guys have to say. Maybe you guys can lift my spirits a bit. Sarah says Mulder is a nothing batsman and a nothing bowler. Pretty much sums it up. I don't think he's a nothing bowler and a nothing batsman. I think that's a bit harsh on him. I think he bowled relatively well today. So as the next match, Rabada, Brevis, and Mutasamy should play. Mutasamy's omission in this match was a little bit of a surprise for me. I didn't think that they would leave him out. Seeing that also India are playing 4 spinners, and yes, those are also batters as well. 3 of them are batters. You could say as all rounders. But still, I thought we'd go with the extra spinner today, but I think they were so worried about losing Rabada. They tried to, strengthen the batting lineup a lot more, etc. Craig says, tough day at the office for the boys. Need to put this day behind us and hit back hard tomorrow. And that's the only way you should think about a game like this, especially if you are player out there in the middle. That's the only way they should be thinking about it. Cameron Maestri says, there seems to be a different rule for different players in terms of selection. It's got a point where I don't believe Conrad knows what is the best team anymore. What do you mean by that? He says, Mutasamy not playing is really ridiculous. Like, come on, what are we doing here? Okay, yeah. So I wouldn't say there's different rules. I mean, I think today's selection was a lot to do with what he thought the conditions are going to be like. He decided to go with 2 spinners and then and maybe not an extra left-arm spinner because of all the left-handers in the Indian side. So I think they want to use the off spin of maybe Markram a lot more. as the match goes along. Um, and I think he was a bit worried about the fact that losing Rabada, which would have been his main bowler on this particular wicket, I think that India would have struggled if they were facing Rabada. Um, I really do. I think he's a lot more skilled and would have been able to hit the troublesome spots on the pitch a lot more often than any of our other bowlers that we currently have. So I think you want to obviously try and to pick as many batters as possible and try to put as many runs on the board. That would have been the aim that after winning the toss, and these batters just failed him. Sarah said Mulder and Verena is not doing us in anything. Mutasami and Brewer should have given us another 60 to 70 runs. It's easy to talk about that now after the fact. We don't know how things would have been in reverse. But Brevis, I need to tell you guys about Brevis. Brevis was injured. He had a shoulder injury, so I don't think he's fully recovered from that, and that's maybe why he didn't play. Texas a lead of anything over 50, and it's a good night for us. We can only make a comeback in this game by bowling India out under 200. We must get them out under 200. Hardly the way Kuldeep Yadav was bowling, Brevis could have easily taken him on and gotten a quick 60 to 70. Not playing him is a big blunder, might cost us the match. I don't think he was fully fit to play. That is what I think happened in this match. I think that's the reason why he wasn't selected. Alvin says, just like my comments yesterday said, I'm so disappointed in coach and captain. We lost this even before winning the toss at the selection, and that doesn't matter, and that doesn't make sense. But I've given you the reasons for certain non-selections, like Brevis is still injured, shoulder injury, and obviously Rabada got injured. But Senator Mutasami was a weird one for me, especially after what he did against Pakistan. Jagannath says it happens as no one had faced Bumrah. I don't know what you mean. Gio says, if Rabada did play, who do you think gets dropped? You see, now that probably would be Bosch. And that's what you answer over there as well. So it would have probably been Bosch that would have been dropped. And then who would you have dropped for Senator and Mutasami would have been the key question. Because I know a lot of people wanted to see Calvert Hayner dropped and then Ryan Rickleton moved down the order and Tony DeZorzi to open the batting. Yeah. Brevis would have come in, and who would he have come in for is the question. Tristan Stubbs probably, but Tristan looked like Tristan looked like he was in a good space today. He just needed partners at the other end to help him. I mean, we need to play Tristan at 3. We can't be having Vian Mulder coming in before Tristan Stubbs. I don't like that at all. It's the one thing that I disagree with when it comes to Coach Shukri and his selection. That's the one thing I do disagree with. Tristan Stubbs is a number 3 batter. He needs to play at number 3. And if he's not performing and struggling, and the mentality is to play him through that and to persist with him until he gets into form, and by all means, but to keep him there at 3. He's a number 3 or number 4 batter. That's what it is. You either move Temba to 3 and then Tristan at 4, or you keep Tristan at 3 and have Temba Bavuma at 4. That should be the aim. Munir says Shukri wants someone that can bat a little. That's dumb. His logic, McGrath would have never played. King JLJ says Test cricket got to be the most boring sport in the world. It's actually my favorite format in cricket, actually. Munir says disagree. Dex, India chasing last on this pitch. Anything 130-ish will be competitive. King JLJ says, and the worst captaincy also, why give Mulder the new ball? Because of the reason why I gave Mulder the new ball is because of Mulder's consistency, wicket to wicket. they were hoping that the ball would do a lot off the surface when Mulder bowls, and there were some scares at the beginning. He did trouble the batters at the beginning, but this pitch is now drying up again. There was already a little grass on the wicket already. It was a dryish wicket anyway. So now it's just going to get more dry as the game goes along and break up more. We can already see Keshav Maharaj getting spin. So I don't want to blame it on the pitch because there's also execution on the pitch. But there were some deliveries that really, like, the uneven bounce on this wicket is annoying. It annoys you because you can see that India is not necessarily scoring freely either, because they are also trying to they are also struggling with reading the bounce and etc. Geo Jesus, who do you think is on the chopping board and who is next in line? You know, it's very hard to say because we haven't played enough tests for me to make that judgment. We played 2 test matches and against a team. We're expecting miracles, honestly, when it comes to getting players into form. And that's why we're seeing so many sporadic centuries and half centuries happen. We don't see a consistent run of runs being scored in Test cricket at the moment. You'll have one hero that steps up and performs and scores a massive century or scores a massive half century. I think that's because we play too little Test cricket. So at the moment, obviously, the highlights, the players that are in the limelight at the moment, on the chopping board per se, you would say, is most likely Calvarena. He hasn't been in the best form at all. So that is someone that maybe would be on the chopping board, you could say. And Tristan Stubbs has been struggling a lot, but he showed signs against Pakistan that he's coming back into form again. So currently that's what's happening, because definitely Tony Dezorzi against Pakistan getting that century almost saved his spot in the lineup. So I think those are the guys that are probably in contention to be dropped. When it comes to next in line, according to the squad, it would be Zubair Hamza, according to the squad. But I think that there are players that are really performing well, that have been performing well in over a long period of time, that I think should get a call up soon or deserve a call up at some point, and that's Jordan Herman. I think he's been brilliant over the last 2 seasons in first class cricket. And I think that he does deserve an opportunity to show what he can do. I'm a big fan of Daniel Smith, but we need to see more consistency with him for Western Province. I think someone like Senakwane has been very good, but in his chances to play for SIA, he hasn't necessarily shone. So Lasiba Ngwepe has done quite well for the Dolphins. That's another one that I think could possibly, I think it's the Dolphins, but I can't remember. But he's been doing pretty well as well. But I think they need more chances at SIA level, I think, before they can get the Proteas call up. And you want to see those consistencies domestically at domestic level, because if they can't consistently score runs at domestic level, then how do we expect them to score runs at the test level? So, but Jordan Herman for me is someone that should be spoken about, and someone that has been doing really well. I mean, even Ruben Herman, I would say as well, for Northwest has done well, even in first class cricket. So the Herman brothers are definitely 2 that I would say should be next in line or be looked at. Yes, recently there are some Lions boys like Connor Easthuizen that is doing well as well, but I think that they need more more. We need to see more of them in first class cricket before we can start calling for them. Because I mean, I think this is Connor Esterhuizen's I think this is like his first season actually playing regularly in first class cricket. So I don't think you can come in, have a great season in first class cricket, and then all of a sudden just get the Proteas call up. I don't think that's fair on other players. I mean, he's only played 17 first class matches and averages 46 though, 300s and 250s. So he's starting to find his feet at domestic level. Scored some big runs this season already, 175, 203 and 100. So that's another player in the mix, but I do think he maybe needs another season domestic cricket before we start calling for him for South Africa. Katliso says we feared Bumrah and it showed. Also, there are comments on social media that suggest that Bumrah could be heard on the stump mic using derogatory words against Temba. We need action, really. That's shocking if it's true. King Jail J says, I feel Nandre Berger can hear these Indian batting lineup. They can tear this Indian batting lineups apart. Yeah, he's not fully fit, I feel, for 4-day cricket yet, or for first class cricket at the moment. King Jail J says, I don't know what's going on through Coach Shukri's mind, but Luandre Pretoria should never be dropped as I give him the gloves in Test cricket. That's a big call as well. I mean, to expect a youngster like that to now start keeping wicket for South Africa is a massive call. I think he does need to play his way back into form. It's been quite a quick rise for him when it comes to domestic cricket. So he from SA20 into domestic cricket, it's been quite a quick rise into the Proteas. So I think we need to ease him in. I think you only bring Luandre Pretoria in if you decide to drop Ryan Rickleton. That's my opinion. Alvin May says, my problem is just persisting with players not informed. No other cricketing nation does that. Play your best based on form and conditions. He might as well give Hamza a chance. He did well against Sir. And cool. Yeah. Dex says, also shocking approach by Tristan. He didn't farm the strike, exposed armor against Bumrah. I don't know why he never attacked anyone. Stuart says Esterhuizen or the Herman brothers. Yeah, I spoke about them. Alvin says Temba faced them both last week too. Should expect better from our captain. We should have expected better from our captain. Gio says Matthew de Villiers in 2-3 years. Yeah, Matthew de Villiers is another person to keep your eye on, definitely. And someone that's been doing really well in domestic cricket that might be a outside shot, might have an outside shot is Gavin Kaplan. I mean, he's been playing really well for Boland. Blitz says, is Dwayne Jansen any good? He is good, but he hasn't yet fully shown it yet. He has been struggling with injuries quite a bit since the start of his career. BBG3 says Calvin is quite consistent while getting out in a similar fashion. Probably should be his last chance. Tex says, also shocking approach by Tristan. He did not farm the strike. I already said that. King JLJ says Nokia is fit. Why not in the squad? He's fit for T20 cricket and for the shorter formats. I don't think that his body can handle the loads of 4-day cricket and Test cricket at the moment. If he plays first class cricket at the end of the season for the Dolphins, then I would say, okay, we can start bringing him back into Test cricket again. But I don't think currently his body can handle it. I'm not sure if he feels that way. PBG3 says Mulder's dismissal disappointed most. Yes, it did. Stubbs looks well, but in the second session, Proteus gone into the Shell Brevis. He's injured. Yeah. Stuart Judge says, Khalid, what about Van Vuren? Did very well in the SAA games. Yes, he did. But similarly, I would say the same thing. They need more time at first class level. I mean, you're talking about Connor Esterhuizen, he's only played 17 matches in first class cricket. Tiaan van Vuren, similarly, Hasn't played a lot of first class cricket and struggled at the start of his first class career. Um, so he's played 23 matches, um, and he averages 25, but has 58 wickets. He's more of an all-rounder type of guy. He's not necessarily a top order batter. Um, but yeah, Blitz says why drop Brevis? I don't think Brevis was dropped. I think that Brevis is injured currently. PBG3 says nobody tries attack Bumrah anyway. You are getting out while not trying to score. Yeah. It was tough against Bumrah today. We struggled mainly against Bumrah today. We're gonna have to hope. Now as a group, as a fan base, we need to hope that this team can fight back like they always do. They always try and fight back. If there's demons in the wicket, but we should show in the way India plays. Hopefully tomorrow morning, quick wickets. But not having someone like Rabada is going to really hurt us as a team. Yeah. Shocking display. I don't have anything else to say, guys. They can't even play him. How can they attack him? PBGT's batting order should be changed. Temba should bat low. Stubbs and Dazorzi should bat before Temba. I don't agree with that. I do believe that maybe Tristan should go to 3, but I don't think. I think Pavuma should bat as high as he can. Blitz says Mulder is useless. I don't know why we can't just bat Mulder lower down the order. Why does he have to bat at 3? Is the one question I have. I know he scored a massive amount of runs against Zimbabwe, but that Zimbabwe's not India. I'm sorry. Like, that's just as plain as simple as that. It's the one thing I don't understand is the Mulder 3 experiment, and I don't think there's been enough evidence to prove that he should bat there. I think, but maybe then the same argument goes that there's not enough games to judge it on, and currently we don't play enough test matches, and that I think that's what pissing me off the most about cricket at the moment in South Africa. It's that we don't play enough cricket. We don't play enough test cricket. It's shocking that a test match as big as this, South Africa versus India, that's going to be watched by millions of people, millions and millions of people. Maybe that we only get a 2-match test series. Like, what is the ICC doing? So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. And with the World Test Championship, the champions, and you only get to see the World Test champions play 2 test match series. I think it's poor. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks a lot for tuning in and joining me on the review show. Smash the like button and comment and share and do all of those things. But also subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to also comment in the comment section after we've ended the stream, please. It's very important that you guys do so. You've been doing excellently at that. I've tried to reply to as many as I can. I can't always get to all of them. But please go ahead and try and do that more. It helps the videos spread into the algorithm. So please make sure that you do that for me. It really helps the show out a lot. I'll see you guys again tomorrow for another review show. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your evening. It's weekend now, so try and enjoy it as much as you can. See the people that you love. Spend some time with them. There's no football for the football maniacs on the show that join the show, so it's a free weekend with regards to football. But yeah, try and enjoy your weekend as best as possible and try to spend it with friends and family if you can. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace out.